Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brendan, and today we're going to take a look at D-Day. Today's video is a compilation of different places I visited on the Normandy beaches, as I won't be going there myself this year, but I thought it'd be fun to take a look back and do a highlight reel going from Cherbourg all the way across the beaches, west to east, to Merville Battery at the other end, and have a look at a few of the bunkers and the different things you can see, and hopefully it might inspire you on your D-Day trip. If you're lucky enough to be going over on June 6th, it's probably going to be packed, but later on in the summer might be the best time for it. Now, as these videos take place over 2 trips, there's going to be a bit of inconsistencies about who's travelling with us. Sometimes it's my dad, sometimes it's Marty, sometimes it's name, sometimes it's 2 out of 3. And 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf once said. So, get your Royal Enfield, maybe get a can of something to watch this with, or a cup of tea, as we ride with our Royal Enfield and our BSA, that is Birmingham Small Arms, not the motorbike, made the Sten gun, and join me. So, first, we're going to ride from Cherbourg, and Cherbourg is a deep water port, but unfortunately I never filmed any videos related to World War II there, so we just blast on out of there and head straight down to St. Mary-Église. And I think St. Mary-Église is the best first stop on your D-Day adventure, particularly as it's the closest, biggest thing. But again, this video is not a comprehensive overview of everything you can do in D-Day. This is just places I've visited, and each of these videos has a full 20-minute video or something with, you know, a day trip, lunch, chatting, more riding the bikes. This is more just an overview of the actual D-Day bunkers and beaches and that kind of thing. Well, not quite the beaches actually, we didn't really visit those, but we did see a lot of good stuff along the way. So, without further ado, Royal Enfield, BSA, let's get on with it. Okay. Not now, girl. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm being a naughty boy. I'm not wearing my gloves because it's too dang hot and I'm not really doing much driving. Okay, they'll direct me this way. Hey,
Is your boarding card there, please?
yeah.
Daisy Bell.
What do you think? This is it, is it?
No, that's great.
Great.
You just got in on the right hand side there, okay?
Okay, thank you. Alright, here we go. Once I'm on, I'm happy. Hey, must be some kind of auto show. Hey, really are.
Merci beaucoup and all that. I say bonjour.
Merci, bonjour, yeah.
Merci, bonjour.
Well, bienvenue encore en France. And here is the scary ramp. God damn. At least there's plenty of tack on it for grip. Merci. Hey. But first, it's the boring passport control, so I'm going to talk to you once we're on the road. St. Mary-Église, which to me being when I was a young boy interested in World War II, was famous for one main thing, and that was John Steele, who was a paratrooper in the United States Airborne, and him and his detachment were accidentally dropped off course in St. Mary-Glees on the night of D-Day, or the morning of D-Day, you know, D-Day, 2 a.m. And most of his squad were killed, but he himself happened to land on the steeple of the church, L'Église. He was there for 2 hours playing dead until the Germans realised that he was alive, and they took him prisoner. And a couple of hours later he got the drop back on them, perhaps pun intended with the parachuting, and rejoined his squadron with the Germans he'd captured. And St. Mary-Glees was the first town captured by the Allies in the D-Day operation. And I guess that's why it's so prominent. I shut the camera off there because it occurred to me it was just going to be boring motorway for a bit. But the bright side of that is that the motorway here is at a speed that Daisy's like, yeah, alright, I'll do that. So we're almost at St. Mary-Glees, as shown by the Airborne Museum sign. So let's get a move on and we'll have a little spin around the town. I also had a little sip of water because I need it. St. Mary-Glees. Fermé Musée du Comté. Fermé Closed Museum, Farm Museum. Just say Bon route. Good road. Merci. So before John Steele arrived here, you can see him up there, the Allies did a big bombing raid on the town. So what the airborne were greeted to was Germans and locals trying to put out fires, which of course gave the airborne the upper hand. Merci. Alright, yeah, she still gets the same looks as she does in Ireland. Let's see. Wow. And I know just where to park. Jesus, Dave. I'm too excited. That place is finally open. It's never been open when I've been here. I don't know. Well, maybe it's not open, but it certainly looked open. Ah. Welcome to St. Mary-Glees. Can you find John Steele?
What to do, hanging out?
It is very one.
It was when I was going home from Mount Willows once, and I was just at the junction where Lighthouse. What do you think of this truck, Brendan?
As Paul Carey once said to me, keep on trucking. Up there in the stained glass they have the paratroopers, which was not a prophetic one, it was obviously added as a tribute, but it's very cool. You should go into the church when you're here in St. Mary-Glees. I think I gave you all the history and the rundown on St. Mary-Glees yesterday. I also went to the Airborne Museum they had there, and I highly recommend that if you're in the area. They have all the uniforms and stuff, but they also have kind of like a simulation of the drop with kind of museum set pieces, if that makes sense. And that was well worth it. I think it was only €9.90 to get in, which is beyond reasonable for what you get, I think. Especially if you're into this kind of stuff. And if you're at this time of year, D-Day +3, you've got lovely Willys Jeeps and everything too. So many. But we must press on, Because now we're going to somewhere where I didn't get to go to last time, which was the Dead Man's Corner Museum. I think I zipped past it several times but didn't get to experience it, so I said I'd do it, didn't I? Next time I'd really like to look inside that museum, because I didn't get to do it this time. And I mean it, I'm going to do it this time. Already here, time just flies when you're driving through France. Honestly. Now I think we're taking the right up here. Oui, nous sommes après les cyclismes. Cyclismes. Ah, je pense pas ça. So that's Dead Man's Corner. Now, Daisy, finally you get to go up to this Sherman. And some people from the ferry are here. Let's find a good spot for our friends. Ooh! We'll have to have a look at these, won't we? Oh, Marty's wheels are okay with this. God damn. Sorry, I just saw them and I was like, we have to park up here, like.
There was like, there was a parking spot right there.
There was, and then I was gonna go spin around to it and I was like, wait a second, look at these.
Well, I took one of those corners and it was just lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I think it was like one where we were going to the left, just outside St. Mary Green, and it was like I leaned her over and she just was like, oh.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, there's no corner, you know?
Look at this mother trucker driving around.
I really like them. I get back. So fucking bouncy though. I wonder why he asked where we were from.
That's name.
Damn, she's so putty. Wait, is he joining us for it, is he?
I guess.
Mr. Brandon?
Monsieur Femi. Long time no see.
Long time no see.
How are you?
I'm good.
Stop recording. Heading south from St. Mary Glees, you'll come to an infamous crossroads known as Dead Man's Corner. This is just outside Saint-Côme-du-Mont, and it's a museum nowadays that's well worth a visit to. It's a bit macabre where it gets that name from. American tank commander driving an M3 Stuart was killed there and he was unidentified, but his body lay on the top of the turret and the corner became known as Dead Man's Corner. It was a bit of a grim landmark for troops navigating that area. The building itself was important to the Germans as it housed the 6th Fallschirmjäger, which are the paratroopers, although at this point of the war they were being used as elite troops, known as the Green Devils. They were stationed to defend the road from Carentan. It was an important site for the Americans to capture as the road linked Omaha and Utah Beach and was a good pathway down to Carentan.
Left earlier.
Yeah. Oh wow. I want to like get pictures of them before we left. Let's move on. All the way over to Point du Hoc and have a look there too, where the Americans were.
Point Du Hoc is the high point between Utah and Omaha beaches, and in 1944, the Allies believed it to house several gun casemates that could prove to be a serious threat to the men landing at the beaches. Though the site was heavily bombed, as can be seen in the pockmarked landscape today, the Allies sent in the 2nd US Ranger Battalion to ensure its complete destruction. Whilst under heavy fire, the Rangers scaled 100-feet cliffs in order to get to the battery. Unfortunately, radio contact was broken and Allied command believed the Rangers to have been lost. Despite suffering heavy casualties, the Rangers managed to take the bunkers at Point Du Hoc, where, it turned out, the casemates were empty and the guns themselves were not yet reinstalled. The Rangers held on to Point Du Hoc for 2 days until finally they were relieved by troops arriving from Omaha Beach. Of the landing force of 225 men, 90 men stood fighting by the end.
Yeah, lead on. Good to go?
Oh, but I love the sound. Oh, you're really the temp here.
This one's a nice sound too. Here we are in Long-sur-Mer, long by the sea. Oh, look at these. Who are these fellas? Mutts, are they? Mash. Very cool.
Oh no, it's the Chinese.
Mash.
Oh, it's mash, yeah.
French Chinese, right?
French leather and stuff. It's the guy who took the picture.
Oh, he did these ones too.
Yeah, did the mice see?
Yeah.
The picture of us this morning. Yeah, he did.
These are real nice.
Yeah.
400cc.
400, yeah. Oh, keys in me f***ing jacket pocket in it.
Some might say they're Chinese trash, but I think these are some fantastic little machines. Look at them go. Bit of fun. Perfect for exploring Normandy. What a job to have.
The Long-sur-Mer German gun battery. This was a part of the infamous Atlantic Wall located between Gold and Omaha Beach, and remains the only battery in Normandy to retain all its guns. Here there are 4 casemates. Each of the guns had an effective range of 20 kilometers, at a rate of 6 to 8 shots per minute depending on the crew. The walls and ceiling surrounding the bunker are 2 thick meters of concrete. As you can see, you can even go in for a nose about if you're so inclined. The bunkers each have a standardized design called Regelbau, which made them simpler to manufacture. Fire control was given from a nearby command post. Watch your head going in, many a tourist have a scrubbed head leaving the battery. The night before D-Day, the battery underwent bombardment by aircraft, which damaged the command bunker's electronic communication system, leaving them with less effective visual signals, weakening accuracy. Just when they thought the coast was clear, it very much was not, and the British cruiser Ajax dealt another bombardment in the early hours of June 6th. The bunkers continued to work under bombardment, slowly being taken out one by one until eventually the battery was captured on June 7th by the British troops of the 2nd Devonshire Regiment, the Germans surrendering without a fight.
What's that?
There's a lot similar to yours, Brendan, I know the back one.
On names, yeah.
Just when you see them both side by side. The tire is quite thin at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you'd get a wider one next time, would you?
Yeah, a little bit. You never kickstart?
I had to actually. The battery's been a bit bad. So we're having good luck with the weather, so bear with us and hope with us that the weather stays like this. It's warm, it's hot, but it's not sweltering, as we might say. There's a little wind in it too, so keeping us cool, and a bit of cloud cover too. So we're going to Arromanches, which is of course the site of the Allied Mulberry Harbour, which is a series of interconnecting concrete blocks and iron bridges that would create an artificial harbour in the bay around Arromanches, whatever way is the proper way to say it. I believe it was a British-led operation, but all of the friends, the Allies, could use it as they pleased. There was no... It was a closer harbour to bring in vehicles and men and manpower and artillery and that kind of thing, that the big ships couldn't get close enough. I'm explaining this very badly, you understand me though. Big ship, big hull, shallow waters. This takes out the sting of trying to well, so you wouldn't have to swim your Willie Street over. If you're coming here to Normandy for D-Day type things to do, Arromanches should be up there on your list with St. Mary-Cleese and Pont-du-Hoc and the Long-sur-Mer gun battery. And just out of nowhere, here we are, back in Arromanches. Yeah.
But he didn't anything. Wait,
Right.
good.
Famous house.
You should
That's the
film where we go.
French way of carrying baguettes, transporting by bullet.
Is it me or is that crooked?
Maybe a little. We procured some lunch, had a little look in these shops. I got some playing cards, sort of D-Day themed. Seems to be some sort of unconscious thing that every time I'm on holidays now, I'll pick up a pack of playing cards of the place. Last summer I bought two, I think, Tintin and the Train des Muets, the muscle train. I didn't notice that before. She's dressed very 1940s-ly. Lovely smell of the sea here too, it must be said. But for now, let's head on to Juno Beach and get some lunch. Also then we'll be ending at Sword, I think, and there's a big bunker with a museum in it, and I think there's some Higgins boats, which are the landing crafts that the Allies used, so I'd like to get a look at them. Weather is getting hot again. I think towards the end of the week it's going to be back up into the late 20s. Not good for me, but maybe I'll come back with a tan. Although when you're ginger you don't tan, you just your freckles become more pronounced. At least for me growing up, Omaha and Utah Beach were the main ones that I'd hear and see about, whether it's in video games or films or what have you. I'm also making a massive assumption that this is indeed the beach. Surely, right? Have I gone a beach too close? Is this one of the beaches or is this just a beach? Yeah. Lovely smell of barbecue going on here. A bit more like Cherbourg here with the amusement parks. Seems a bit more tourist destination-y than and not traditional like the other places. Merci, monsieur. Here is okay. Merci beaucoup. Merci.
Every time we come somewhere, Brendan's bike always gets this sort of attention. Look, incredible. Whatever that's all about.
What do we have here? A Churchill, little spigot mortar type cannon, it looks like. I see it. Grand Musée. And I guess to the left. We can't go in that way. Where's the parking? Yeah, that's why I don't think so. Will we try it? Lead on. I'd say if we go this way, that way, and try that way. No, you can't. Oh dear. Now, what do you think? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Anyways, we're here.
The Grand Bunker at Ouistreham was the control centre for the anti-aircraft defence of the River Orne, Con Canal and Ouistreham Harbour. The concrete tower is 52 feet high and split into 5 levels. Engine rooms, bed chambers, an infirmary, MG42 post, radio transmission, switchboard rooms and more flank the tight corridors of the bunker. On the 5th floor, the rangefinder, which observed a 40-kilometre radius, is still working as my dad demonstrates.
Certainly still works as it should do. Almost I can't just kill myself.
You can climb the ladder to the top floor where the AA guns were once mounted. The bunker itself was a surprise to the men coming off Sword Beach, an unknown element to Allied command.
Drop a grenade down there or bomb down there.
So strongly dug in were the Germans that the Allies had to skirt around the tower, going on to capture Pegasus Bridge. The British commandos then had to backtrack to capture the Grand Bunker 3 days later. It would be the final piece in the liberation of Ouistreham.
Now, that was the Grand Bunker of the Grand Bunker. Definitely worth a visit. It's pretty much just one of those museums that's kind of like as it was, with a couple of exhibits and some stories about the SOE commandos that found it. Definitely worth going to if you're in this area. I think his name was Bob Orwell, who was tasked with taking the bunker. When they found it, it was locked from the inside. Eventually they used some dynamite to open it up and get the door off of its hinges, which you can see there. And then once they got in, they stepped over some hand grenades that were just in a box. Smoke cleared, and then in perfect English they heard a voice from upstairs. "It's alright, Tommy, you can come on in." To which he replied, "Bugger off, you can come down here." Classic stiff upper lip style humour. Now we're on to Pegasus Bridge, but from this point of view, because my dad hasn't seen it, and it's something good to see if you're in this area. Here come the boys. It's worth noting that the main beaches you should go to are kind of Omaha and Utah and Arromanch. They're the ones at the main World War II kind of stuff, if you're into that. The other ones are more, well, they've just returned to what they are, which is just a seaside town beach, which is good, you know. But if you're here for World War II things, St. Mary Glees, Point du Hoc, Utah, Omaha, Arromanch, all that area is World War II land, basically. Now, interestingly, or at least good to knowingly enough, or at least at the place where I did it, for inflating the tires, they don't use PSI here, they use bar, which is a totally different unit of measurement. You just Google the conversion. I think for me, for the back tire, it was 2.1 bar, and then for the front tire, it was like 1.4. Just something good to know. I would prefer it in PSI because that's what I'm familiar with, but it's fine. When I put it on though, they were close enough to the bar, so that's good, you know. Just like most of my accommodations here, they're close enough to a bar. Pegasus Bridge, formerly known as Benouville Bridge, is a bridge spanning the Caen Canal, and this was the target of the British Operation Dead Stick. It was an assault by British gliders of the 6th Airborne Division, and 6 Horsa gliders landed silently meters across from the bridge. Silently, they went in to do their mission. They were led by Major John Howard. Precision and stealth was the key factors here. The objective was to seize and hold the bridge to prevent German reinforcements from reaching the beaches and to protect the eastern flank of the invasion. Fortunately, they managed to catch the Germans off guard, allowing the bridge to be captured completely intact, as German standing orders at the time were to rig all bridges and railroads for destruction in case of an invasion such as the one that was D-Day. The bridge's swift seizure enabled Allied forces to advance inland and secured a boundary for the eastern beaches like Sword and Juno. It then paved the way for troops to make their way down to Caen later on.
Not looking good for the old weather, is it? GoPro might have to go away because it's not waterproof when it has the media mod on. GoPro, go figure. Hey yo, Bobby. In other news, Name, since we've last met him, has bought himself a new motorcycle, so wonder will we see it today? Because it's possibly going to rain. I have a feeling he might leave it at home indoors because it's, you know, brand new bike and all that. Well, brand new second-hand bike. And by brand new I mean 2002, I think. But hopefully now he'll have brought it and we can have a close look at it, because it's a very nice one from the pictures I've seen. Hi guys. I think we're about 10 minutes from Merville, Melville, Seaville, Seatown, something to that effect. Sopping out. Tá sé ag stalla báistí, as we'd say in Irish. It's lashing rain. At least these trees were a nice cover for a minute. Oh, here we go back into it. Well, if the GoPro survives the rain, I think we're just about there. Hopefully it's open. It's supposed to be, but you know how things sometimes just go not great. Hey, this must be it. Whoa, I do see a C-47 at least. Can you? There you go. Here's his name on his brand new motorbike. Salut! Wow! First ride in the rain?
Yeah.
I was surprised you took it. I thought you might change to the Bullet just because of the rain.
No, I just,
Fabulous. You christened it in the rain?
What?
You baptized it with the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been driving much in the rain before, so...
First time for everything.
Wow. How's it going?
Wow. Oh, jeez. Not too bad, how are you?
I'm good.
Daisy's a bit tired. Do you want a Kickstarter for her?
I should have fixed it, yeah.
Very meaty.
Sadly, the weather wasn't on our side today, cutting our visit to the Merville Battery short. It's a bit ironic considering the weather today is not too different from the conditions faced by the Allied forces during the early hours of D-Day. These brave men pushed on regardless, using the poor weather to their advantage, as the Germans had not expected an attack under such conditions. Yet, here we are 80 years later, unable to fully explore the battery due to the rain. But even so, I'll give you a brief overview of the Merville Battery's importance, and maybe next time we can return for a more in-depth exploration. Located just a few miles inland from the French coast, the Merville Battery was part of the Atlantic Wall. This strategic position was equipped with 4 heavy guns with a range that threatened the landing of the Allied troops on Sword Beach, making it a crucial target on D-Day. In the early hours of June the 6th, 1944, the battery was designated to be captured by the British 9th Parachute Battalion. Out of the original 600 men who were supposed to carry out the mission, only 150 made it to the battery due to misdropped parachutes and poor visibility. Despite being vastly outnumbered and having much of their equipment lost on the way, these men, under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Terence Otway, displayed extraordinary courage and determination to ensure the battery was silent before the main landing on Sword Beach began. The capture of the Merville Battery was a pivotal moment in the D-Day landings, as it allowed for the safe arrival of British soldiers on Sword Beach, thus marking the beginning of the end of World War II. The battery today stands as a testament to the bravery and strategic brilliance of those paratroopers, offering us a chance to learn and reflect on their past. Though we're not able to delve deeper into the story today due to the weather, I hope to return in more favourable conditions and explore and share a bit more about this fascinating place with you.
So that was our trip across the beaches, and now while it's been a lot of fun going to these sites, it's of course important to remember the gravity of the situation that was D-Day. Lots of people lost their lives that day fighting for their country, and I didn't film these things because I felt it was a bit disrespectful to, but you should go visit the cemeteries and pay your respects. There's one in Bayeux, there's the American cemetery near Omaha, there's the German cemetery. Plenty of cemeteries around, and it's worth it just to go in there and really, you know, pay your respects. There's a book in the one in Bayeux that you can sign in and just say something nice, I suppose. But I hope you enjoyed this video, bit of a different one today, and I hope you'll forgive my outfit. I just figured, why not, because when do I ever get to wear this stuff that I have for some reason? Or show off Sten gun. It's not a real one, but you can probably tell that if you're a gun nut. Anyways, hopefully I'll be back again soon with some more videos, and hopefully again go off to Normandy, because there's so much more to see there than I could ever pack into my 1 or 2 weeks there over the years since 2022. But hopefully this served as a bit of an inspiration for you to what you might get up to if you make your way over to Normandy and visit a few of the sites. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments below, and let me know what I've missed, because there's definitely plenty I have missed. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm getting long-winded here, so I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.